Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 9 to 5s, but we are still married to the games. 1, 2, 1. And I'm the most awake of everybody. And I'm so excited.
Yeah, buddy.
It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router and Timothy Hall, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. I want to say there's 2 hosts today. There's me and half of Router and half of Hall. Because they pulled a Gabe last night and went to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. And if you know our podcast, you know we usually record at 5:30 in the morning, and today is no different. And for some reason, I'm feeling fine.
It's a new year. It's a whole new way of podcasting.
Exactly. We flipped the script.
That's right.
Hall.
Well, last night I pulled a Gabe in one way, and then over the last week I pulled a Gabe in another way by getting ill.
Oh no!
What?
Yeah,
Man, there's some nastiness going around.
That's not me.
Yeah,
I'm never
buddy.
sick. You pulled a Router.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you know, getting ill like in the cool way. That's Gabe.
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
exactly.
Of course.
Nice.
Man, I can't even say that and make it sound cool.
It's okay.
You actually did make it sound a little cool. I was kind of impressed.
I think. Oh, I don't even know. I'm not even going to speculate. Basically, for some reason, ever since like maybe a year and 3 months or a year and a half or something, I just started getting sick like every 4 months, I think.
Huh.
It's like a trend now. Like for the first like 6 years Krista and I were married, like I never got sick ever. And for some reason I've just been getting sick like crazy over the past like year and a half. Like I said, I don't understand what's wrong, but I think I had a bout with bronchitis over the weekend, so that was no fun.
Bronchitis.
No fun.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, luckily there just hasn't been a lot to do, so that's been kind of great.
So you haven't had to take a sick day?
No, not. I mean, you know, like I wanted to play games real bad, but it was like, no, you got to rest and drink lots of fluids, and so yeah, I've been doing a little bit of both. But last night I probably actually went and laid down probably at about 11, but it's really hard to breathe. So it's like kind of have to toss and turn a little bit. And I think I probably got to bed at like maybe 1:30. I don't know.
There you go.
That's terrible, man. I hate that feeling.
It was late enough to where I woke up and I checked my phone and it said 4:30. And I was like, you better get up, because if you don't right now, you're going to sleep through that alarm.
Yeah, you're going to sleep right through it.
Just blare right through it. So. Yeah, other than that, I've been playing The Walking Dead season 2, which I got to the episodes I hadn't been to yet. And man, that game just surprises me.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's very good.
I don't know what happened. Like I played the first season and loved it, obviously.
We all
when you're
did.
playing as Lee. And and then, Wolf Among Us came out, flew through that. That was great. And then season 2 came out of Walking Dead. I bought it and never played it.
Huh.
I haven't played not one episode of the new one.
The first 2 episodes are kind of, they're okay. But after that, man,
it ramps up real quick.
Holy cow. Yeah. And it goes to a place you just do not expect. It's like, whoa.
Nice.
That's nuts. Like playing the first 2 episodes, you'd say, like, if you watch the show, you'd be like, well, this really isn't as bad as the show. You get to the 3rd episode and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
there they are.
Ramped it up. There you go.
There it is.
Wow. Yeah, like I said, it surprises me. I only got through the first 2 episodes on PS3, and now I have the PS4 version, which runs, like I said, so much better.
Good.
I mean, they have hit their stride on the PS4 for sure.
Sweet.
But yeah, like I said, it's just surprises me with the new episodes I've gotten into. So I'll probably put that in the books this week. And then Been doing a little iPhone gaming still. XCOM is great because I can open it up, start a mission, and then, if I need to, jump away for a second, if I close the mission, when I open up the app again, it just puts me right back into that mission.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just a continuous thing. I think it may be because I have the 6 Plus and the processor is the way it is. Like, you can close the app, do a whole bunch of other productivity, and it'll leave that open for you. So like when you go back to it, it just jumps right back in. So.
It also helps that it is a turn-by-turn game. So,
Yeah,
I'm sure it auto saves after every turn anyway. So that's good because
it does, and it also saves to the cloud. So like if you're playing it on the iPhone, then you want to switch over to the iPad, it's the same save.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's really awesome. And Gabe, you mentioned you picked it up, right?
Yes.
I immediately regret that decision.
I really do, because I'm like, doggone it, I'm not going to get anything done. Like, nothing new done. Like, why am I playing this old game?
The features, like I said, that they've added, if you liked the game, they add something that is really interesting. Just don't play it on like the hardest difficulty like I do, because then you'll get to a point where you're like, well, I might as well start over.
Right, because so many people die.
Yeah, like
I did that too on a couple missions. I'm like, crap, I didn't mean to do that. Let's start over.
Yeah, the thing about the game, like, and I don't know if they did this intentionally or what, but on the normal difficulty, like, it's just no contest. But then I play on like the classic difficulty because I'm trying to play on a harder mode. Like with the old XCOM game, like, and I'm talking about the one from the 90s. They made it really hard because it was meant to be played multiple times. Whereas kind of the current state of games is that many people will only play a game once. So they made the normal difficulty easy enough so you could get through the game, basically.
Right.
Whereas the classic difficulty is very similar to the old game, where it's like you can easily get to a point where you'll lose hours of progress. Easy. So I want to play and beat it on the classic,
especially since
difficulty.
the autosave isn't on the console version right away.
Yeah,
by default for some strange reason.
Gosh, that made me
you
so
remember
mad.
That?
Yes,
Golly.
I played through that game like 4 hours in the first sitting. The whole reason I played through for 4 hours in the first sitting ever with that game is because I was just like, this game is amazing. I love it. Like, I want to keep playing. And then, like I said, I booted it up the next day and I'm like, why is there no save file?
Gosh, I did the exact same thing.
Yeah, it was.
We were so mad at the time. I remember being so mad.
No, I'm so glad I didn't like get sucked in and just play for like 12 hours. I would.
That was horrible. Upset. Yeah.
Why is that's the only game I've seen autosave not be on by default.
I agree.
Why is it off?
I think we talked about that before too, because when I did it too, I had to start all over again.
Because the developers have a sense of humor. I don't know.
I guess.
Like, we expect everything to be autosave now, and they were like, no, this is like a classic game. Like, you got to turn it on if you want it. So
weird.
Yeah, very weird. How
was your New Year's?
Oh, it was pretty good. There was at one point, I think it was like 11:30 maybe, where we just started, like, we had these little noise makers, the ones that you blow in and they go like, we all had those and we just kept blowing them, like taking turns around the room, just like blowing them as loud as possible.
Like puff, puff, pass, like one of them or a bunch of them?
No. Like everybody had their own. Oh gosh, that would have been terrible.
That would have been gross.
But yeah, like we all like took turns, like, oh yeah, listen to this one.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh. That was hilarious. And it's mainly because we don't have a TV downstairs yet. Like, we have a couple TVs upstairs, but there's really, like, the way we have the living room set up, like, there's really no place to put a TV right now. So it's kind of like, okay, well, we learned, like, yeah, we need to make some space for one, because even if you're not watching it, it still kind of like brings everybody to that room. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Especially when you're hosting something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we spent 30 minutes like just blowing noisemakers, I guess.
That's awesome.
That's funny. Well, Router,
Oh, what's up? It's 2015,
it really is.
and
It's happened. I'm
it-
so proud of you guys. You guys both did it.
well.
I knew you could.
I did it, but there's there's always one little thing to it. On New Year's Eve, I get an allergy attack for the last time for 2014.
Bringing you into the new year.
It was a combination of me laughing because I felt it coming on, and me also being really pissed. Like, you got to be kidding me, right? So I mean,
man.
I'm on shots. In fact, mid-December, I went back to my allergist. I was cleared. They're like, "Hey, you're doing great. We're gonna you don't have to go get your shots every week. It's every 2 weeks now."
Mhm.
And
There's your mistake.
well, yeah, exactly. But in the month of December, I've had 2 allergy attacks. So December, right? Middle of winter, there's nothing growing, no pollen, no
Everything's
nothing.
dead.
Everything's dead. Yet it's the worst month for me. I have no idea why. I talked to my allergist about it. He's like, "Huh, interesting. I don't know."
You're like, nah, Jack, no, not interesting. Fix it.
It's insane. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's we get a live Christmas tree every year and we have live garland in the house. I don't know if it's that. It could be.
Mhm.
But that's been gone for about a week and a half now. I'm still feeling a little bit of it. It's just, it's weird. But what a way to end the new year with a freaking allergy attack.
Man.
But you know what? It was, I got it early. It wasn't going to stop me from enjoying our New Year's. We originally were going to do absolutely nothing. And at the last minute, we got reservations at this great Italian restaurant downtown called Moto, which is right along.
Oh, Jenny went there recently.
Yeah.
She said it's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's right down the street from the Whiskey Kitchen. And it's kind of like a trendier Italian place, but man, the food is delicious. And we brought Piper and Lauren's parents, and we got in and spent like 2.5, 3 hours there. Piper was the only toddler there. And,
Oh, wow.
but we just had a really great time, had amazing food, and, took our time and then came back, and Piper stayed up through, midnight to watch the ball drop. We had some confetti that went all over the place and then went to bed. It was great.
That sounds great.
We had
And,
a pack of confetti too, but I was like, yeah, don't throw that because we're going to be sweeping that up for like a month.
Yeah. And we
It's
both
just going to go everywhere.
We had that too, and Piper, and we were like, you know what? It's New Year's. Let Piper. I mean, it went everywhere in the rug, and we have like
Yeah.
a really fibrous rug, I guess you could say. So it took a good 15, 20 minutes to soak it up, but it's like, you know what? It's cool. It's New Year's, and she stayed up more than half of my friends. So it was pretty amazing. So yeah, we had a good time. I can't believe it's 2015. So with the new year, we are in the throes of potty training.
Oh, yeah.
It is a
Bring it,
glorious.
baby.
It is a glorious way to bring in this new year.
Urine.
Yes, urine, fantastic. Changing underwear, fantastic. It is actually surprisingly going really, really well. We decided to start on the 2nd, I believe, and we probably
Wow.
should have started earlier, just because we both weren't working. Lauren didn't go to the store at all during the holiday break, but it was a good time to do so. But man, she's getting it, and it's great. I mean, she has had few accidents. We had a little bit of a lapse yesterday. She ended up pooping in her pants. But I mean,
Oh,
it's
yes.
I mean, you got to go through it. It's one of those things. We're like,
Yeah,
okay,
you do.
let's get this out and just kind of start over. And but
We all did it.
yep, it's all been there. And
We all did it, and then eventually we'll do it again.
we'll exactly. We'll be
We'll
right back
around to it.
right back to square one.
You're like, oh, why did I ever stop doing this? This is amazing.
This is fantastic. I don't have to get up or anything.
Oh, thank goodness I didn't just spray water everywhere.
So yeah, so we've been at that, but it's been going really, really great. And I mean, it's you just have to be persistent with it. And every 30 minutes, we're taking her into the bathroom. So no matter
Yep.
where we are, and we've been into some shady restrooms before, and
Oh, yeah.
my life will be in shady and nice and not so nice restrooms for the next year and a half or so.
That's right.
Until she can actually sit on a big potty by herself without falling in.
Right.
So that's where the routers are there. Still haven't set up my Xbox One yet.
Right, of course.
But just almost done with Far Cry 4. Thinking
Sweet.
I'm going to platinum it. I might as well. I put in this many hours. I think I'm about 75% of the way.
What are some of like the more interesting trophies? Because I usually don't chase those at all.
Yeah.
So I haven't really checked and seen like which
There's
ones.
actually some really fun ones. The one that I need to do, well, I'll back up for a quick second. So I've got all the XP. I have almost all of the weapons. I'm maxed out on my wallet. So I have everything. So now I don't have to do stealth anymore. So now I'm actually having a little bit more like, let's just do this and see how this works. And it's really fun. I mean, that's the beauty of this game is there are a gazillion different ways you can attack each mission now. So I'm finishing up all the outposts and the towers, and then just doing a bunch of those.
Are you using the auto drive at all, or are you just flying around with the helicopter?
A little bit of both now, and I'm still kind of just running around because you'll come across some interesting things as you go along.
That's true. I find myself like losing a helicopter every now and then.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I don't know what happens.
But if you've unlocked Golly's homestead, you can always fast travel back to there, and there's always one right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a fantastic game. I keep thinking I'm going to get really sick of it, but I'm not. And I'm like, I looked at the trophies, and I'm like, yeah, this is totally attainable. There are like 1 or 2 co-op missions that I have to do. So community, let's jump on that. And if anyone's up at 5 o'clock in the morning, let's make that happen. So I think
you go.
I probably will be. We need to do that. None of us ever play games.
I know.
For some reason.
Have I ever played Destiny with any of you guys? I think I did with Router once. So.
Yeah, you have with me.
I think what I did with Router, yeah.
A few times, but so there's a few, but some of the trophies are interesting. Like one is you have to kill 30 people with an elephant while riding an elephant. There's yeah, exactly. There's like hit, and it's hard to gauge this one, but it was really cool when I got it. Kill somebody from 60 plus meters away using an arrow. So it's a really long super shot.
Oh, wow. Nice.
That was a good one.
It's easier to do with the compound bow, luckily.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. There's some pretty good ones in there. So I may do it. I don't know. I'm kind of getting antsy. I really want to get on the Xbox One and set that up and get things going. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just still having a good time with that game and going through everything. Man, that map is huge. Like,
yeah, I know.
Looking through it, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. So,
right.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Mr. Patillo,
yeah.
It is now the floor is yours.
New Year's was good. We've been painting still. And man, painting is so much slower with a 3-year-old, man. It's crazy.
Oh, I believe it. Everything is so much slower with a 3-year-old. Going to the grocery store is slower with a 3-year-old.
It's ridiculous. Like I thought, if this was any other time, we'd be done already.
Yep.
But no. With Amara, it's just like so crazy. So
is it like kind of like a flow chart? Like it's easy when they're 1 or 2, but gets really hard when they're 3, 4,
when you can
5.
like put them in just something and they're fine. Like those little like cradles that like just rock back and forth.
Yeah, like the first year they're just kind of doing their thing, and like especially the early, they're just sleeping half the time. Once they get mobile, you have to kind of pen them up like puppies, but other than that, you're good.
Right. And so
it's crazy.
So we've been just painting and doing that kind of stuff. So gaming wise, it slowed way down because we're doing our bonus room, which has got all my consoles in it. So we took the television down off the wall, the thing that hangs the television off the wall, and disconnected everything. So I snuck my PS4 downstairs yesterday or 2 days ago.
Awesome.
To get some Far Cry in. Because I started Far Cry on Xbox Xbox One, and then I saw one of those deals for one of those pick 4 or pick 1.
Oh yeah,
4 games,
yeah,
things for like $20-something bucks, and so I was like, oh well, I gotta get
deal.
that, yeah, because the game's still fairly new, and so I started that up on that, and it is really fun. I need to get like my teeth into it a little bit more.
You need to.
But I'll tell you what, man, I'm getting old because I can't just jump back and forth. Like the other day, I was like, oh, I should play some Sunset Overdrive. And then I was like, what's the buttons?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely,
Yeah.
I'm definitely like a one at a time guy now. And it just sucks because I feel like an old man. Like, right, I don't remember exactly how I do this.
Are the offset sticks throwing you off?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It does throw me off real bad, but it throws me off just enough to where when I have to like pause the game real quick, I definitely just hit plastic. I'm like, shoot, it's not right there. Okay, there it is. And then it's funny, I was listening back through just because I hadn't heard like how the Christmas episode sounded or last week's episode. And I was going back through it. And so the Christmas episode, Hall went to Jenny's Ice Cream that week before that with his family. And then last week, Router went to Jenny's Ice Cream with his family. And then this week, I went to Jenny's Ice Cream with Jenny.
I see a trend.
And so it was funny because I was listening yesterday and I was like, that's 3 weeks in a row. So big shout outs to Jenny's Ice Cream.
Yeah,
we've been there a bunch.
Checks in the mail, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Episode brought to you by Jenny's.
Which would be amazing.
And the ice cream there is so expensive that they'd be like, "Yeah, we can't give it to you for free,
right?
Per se.
In fact, you just pay us. It just make it easy."
I'm trying to think. I don't think anything really else happened. Went to my buddy's house, like I talked about for New Year's. That was a good time. It always is with those guys, and yeah, it was good and safe, and everything's gravy.
Did Amara stay up?
Oh yeah, because they have kids over there, and so it's
nice.
like, and she's, her and Piper night owls anyway.
Oh yeah.
And she went to, this is daddy talk again. Speaking of potty training, yesterday in her big girl bed was the first day during nap. She got up, went to the bathroom, and went back to sleep.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so like, we weren't even, she didn't call for us. She just got up, like sleepily walked to the bathroom, pottied, went back to bed.
You got it, man.
Oh my gosh. So we're taking her to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
And we said, do you want to take any friends with you? She said Piper. And so the Routers and Patillos are hitting up Chuck E. Cheese tonight.
We're going to throw down, dude.
We're going to burn the place to the ground.
I'm going to get so many tickets and get like sunglasses out of it. That's pretty much all I'm going to get.
Exactly. So that's us. And yeah, that's us. That's it for the Patillos. You got it, Router?
I got this.
You got this? Well, let's do it!
I got this. No new releases this week. Boom. There you go. We're done. There's really not. There's just like a few small little PC games going on. But man,
PC games release year round. They don't care.
Release. They don't. They're just like, whoop, okay, it's out.
We're here. Yep.
So there's no new releases. I did manage to get the charts. I wanted to at least give these charts because it's the week of December 20th. Now VG Charts finally put their stuff up. So this is during Christmas, and this is kind of the chart that I wanted to see. And it's a little weird. So let's get to it. So this is week of December 20th, brick and mortar stores, US only.
Last minute gifts.
Yeah, we start with number 10, Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox One.
Huh.
Number 9, Just Dance 2015 for the Wii. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody?
They still made those.
That's exactly. Wii. I didn't think the 2015 was a Wii title, so I don't know that.
I mean, it just came out. They brought it out for everything, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. So
and they still sell regular Wii games at the store. So
yeah.
That's hilarious.
So number 8, we have Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for the 360. 7, GTA 5 for the PS4. 6, Assassin's Creed Unity for the Xbox One. That's probably the Xbox bundle part. Number 5, Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 3DS.
Nice.
Number 4, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for the PS4. Number 3, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for the Xbox One. Number 2, Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U.
Nice.
Number 1, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire for the 3DS.
I'll take it.
5 weeks out, 2.2 million units sold.
Oh, wow.
Ooh-wee.
In only 5 weeks. Super Smash Brothers, 5 weeks out, 1.2 million units sold. Man,
I gotta get that game.
Anybody says Nintendo is dying needs to have a come to Jesus moment.
They do have those, like, it does feel like those big games, the Pokemons, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, are the only ones that stay on the charts
consistently. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yep. Everything else might be like boop and then off, boop and then off.
This week, like, there's clearly, because it was during Christmas, there was a lot of activity. So the number 1 spot, they had sold 275,000 units. The number 10 spot, which was GTA 5 for Xbox One, had sold 128,000 units that week. So people were out buying, which is
last minute gifts.
Exactly, as it should be. So there you have it. So yeah, I was very curious. I wanted to bring up those charts. We don't have any charts for this past week, but I wanted to see how Christmas went, and I think video games are here to stay.
I know that's right. Of course. Halsifer.
Oh, buddy.
Kick us off, brethren.
Man, there's a couple things here competing for top news. I guess considering this one here, PlayStation Now is now going to be offering a subscription service.
Hallelujah.
I kind of felt like that one grabbed me the most.
Yeah, man.
We predicted this a while ago. $19.99 a month or 3 months for $44.99. Sounds a little bit expensive.
A little steep.
Yeah, for the games that are on there.
Well, I'm trying to wonder. I'm like, is it for the games that are on there, or is it because the PlayStation Network's down all the time nowadays?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Worrisome.
It's like, I think half of it is bandwidth. Half of it is probably you're paying for bandwidth and server charges. True. And then the other half is for the licensing for the titles. That would be my guess.
Well, I would imagine they could get the bandwidth for a little cheaper. I mean, Netflix charges $8.
Right.
So there's...
But it's not... I think it's the publishers.
Yeah, that's...
More than anything. Because that's got to been... Because, that's why the prices were all over the place in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think the publishers feel like they have to drive... how much is a movie to go buy and how much is a video game to go buy?
Well, they can't make it too cheap because with content... movie content, it's a lot. It's just really cheap to stream because of the royalties. So with gaming, since there is really no streaming royalty thing set up, I imagine this is all private stuff that Sony's doing. Like they're saying like, well, for every hour your game is streamed, we'll pay you X amount or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Did you think it was interesting that there was no year subscription option?
A little bit, but I mean, it would be extremely expensive, right?
You're essentially,
it just depends.
Think about it. If you're a PS Plus member, you're paying what, $50, $60 for the year?
Yeah, it's going to get expensive with all that going on. So.
Yeah.
You know what would be actually very cool, and I would totally do this, is if they bundled it, PS Plus and PS Now. That actually, I think I think logistically, I think it's impossible, but who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, if they can offer free games every month on PS Plus with different publishers, they can certainly offer that same amount, or at least access to a catalog of these publishers. I don't know. It would make sense to do that because now you're paying Sony twice. You have to pay once, if you're doing for the year or even every 3 months or whatever for PS Plus, and now you have to do it for PS Now as well.
How much would you pay for a bundled thing?
Shoot. Let's see.
I don't know.
So if it's $45 for 3 months, so 45, 90.
You're going to pay close to $100, $75 to $100 a year. I would say.
That's what I would think.
But it'd be $180 by itself as it stands, right?
Something like that. What?
40, like $180.
Yeah.
And then you add $60 onto that and then discount that price. Whew. I mean, that's a lot of money, man.
It would
That's
still
a
be
lot of
steep.
money.
I would imagine it would be at the lowest like 149, and that would be a tough sell.
That would be a really tough sell if they can get it closer to
But they
100.
could call it like the super mega fan, package
Yeah,
or something crazy,
Something.
'Cause
but
that is a lot of money, Jack.
But it would make sense to bundle it. That way you don't have to keep track of each accounts, because I'm sure you have to.
I'll tell you what, though, when when it goes on sale, like when they do, like PS Plus every now and then it'll go on sale or something like that, you'll be able to buy something for cheap. I'll probably get it and check it out. It's just that, like, I woke up this morning to look at some news and PlayStation's having some outages again, and so you're like, okay, you're about to have a fully online service.
That could be what the outages are.
Has it launched yet though?
Oh, I'm sure it's in beta somewhere.
So anyway, that's the only thing that worries me. I'm like, okay, so you want me to pay $20 a month, and then what, or $15 a month if I buy it every 3 months. But how are you going to make it up? You can't just, like, how they did with PlayStation, with the PlayStation Network, PS Plus, they like gave everybody 5 free days, which, nobody's going to feel that. But, because of the Christmas outage. But it's like, gosh, I mean, they're going to have to really get their crap together if they want to be able to offer a good service when you're paying $20 or $15 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, and they have to offer some newer games too, I would think.
Yeah.
Some people pointed out, like, GameFly is like, I think 17 a month, is it?
Something like
and
that.
Even though you're only getting one game at a time, you're getting your choice of a newer game. So
yeah, but GameFly, everybody says GameFly sucks though, really. I haven't heard anybody talk good about GameFly.
The only reason I've heard people say that it sucks is because sometimes it takes a while to get the game that you wanted.
Right. So you send yours back and then you're chilling for a week with nothing to play.
I mean, this does give you a variety of things to play, but it's mostly if you missed games of yesteryear.
Yeah. And you have to remember too, isn't GameFly cross-platform?
I believe so.
So I can have a subscription and get Xbox One games and PS4 games and PS3 games.
That's true.
The only place I see this really, really working, like, let's say you, like, I don't know who this is, but you have a gamer in your house and it's kind of like or a semi-gamer, I guess. Cause if you have like a gamer, maybe he doesn't want to play PS3 games, or maybe she doesn't want to play games that aren't brand new. But I think, like we talked about last week with the Samsung televisions having PS Now already built in. Like, these are for people that just don't have any consoles, I would imagine. Only because it seems like, I don't know, XCOM, The Last of Us, Infamous, NBA 2K14, Batman Arkham Asylum, The Walking Dead. Like, there's going to be some really good offerings in there. It's just that if you have a PS4, or like me, if you have a PS4 and a PS3 still, it's hard to want to pay $20 with the PS3 sitting there just so I don't have to, I don't know, for a service that might end up being shoddy. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Right.
Well, honestly, what they need to do, the TV manufacturers, just throw in a DualShock 4 with a sticker that says, "Hey, try me for 30 days." And then give them a free 30 days of it. I think that would be the way to do it.
That would be great.
Because if you sell somebody a TV and you tell them it's in there, you're going to have a heck of a time trying to get them to go buy a controller. Because one, they're not going to know what they need to go get.
Exactly.
If they're not a console gamer.
That's
and
smart,
for two, it's just going to be confusing to them. Like, how do I turn this thing on? Like, I don't get this.
Yeah.
Like, basically, I say, put the DualShock 4 in the box with the TV, put detailed instructions, put a big yellow sticker on the DualShock that says, "Hey, try PlayStation Now service for 30 days for free."
Right.
Play games.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the way to do it.
Golly.
It's going to be interesting. That's for sure.
Interesting. A little news for ourselves. We're on Instagram now.
Yay!
I signed us up on Instagram a couple nights ago. And so look for that.
New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution was to be behind the times. And so we're finally on something that everybody's been on for like 2 years now.
Right.
And so same handle as the Twitter, MTTG Cast. Come check us out on Instagram. I don't know if anything different will be on there than we put on Twitter, but I don't freaking know. We're on Instagram because my wife said, why are you guys not on Instagram?
Okay.
So that's why we're on there. There's a new Tony Hawk game coming, we think. Tony Hawk showed up at Sony press conference at CES in Vegas and said that the game had TH in it, but he didn't say it was called TH.
Like
so
TH, like the
Tony Hawk
initials.
Is it going to be called Hoverhawk or something because of his hoverboard?
He was just saying that, yeah, Tony Hawk's going to be in it, but he didn't say necessarily that the title was Tony Hawk. But I tell you what, man, I used to play Tony Hawk till like the bearings fell out.
Awesome.
I used to tear those games up. I think even just for nostalgic reasons alone, I would buy a Tony Hawk game.
Did you buy the classic remake that they made? The HD?
No.
You do know that was Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remastered, right?
Yeah, I know, but like I played those like crazy. Like I didn't need to.
I'm not going to give you that hard of a time because I didn't play it. I didn't buy it either. So I'm just saying, like you were like, yeah, I'd be interested in checking that out. I was like, yeah,
I'd be interested in checking out
something like that.
I'd
be interested in playing a new Tony Hawk game.
Right. I'd be interested in playing that. Not really.
Well, not having kept up with skateboarding for like 15 years.
Exactly.
That's how I ever kept up with skateboarding. Was Tony Hawk.
What is this ollie that you speak of? What is an ollie?
Exactly.
Is that
nose grind to kick flip? Give us up, Bells Hall.
Oh, buddy. You can now play DOS games in your browser. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that.
The company or the website is called the Internet Archive.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our listeners are probably familiar with that site.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wayback Machine, it's a catalog of old websites. So you can go and see what MTV.com looked like in 1999, which is
I love
hilarious.
that. I think that's so cool.
Oh, yeah. I love going back and looking at that stuff. Anyway, they've posted 2,386 games online playable through the browser through a Java-based emulator of DOSBox.
So cool.
I think it's a cool way to get kind of the history of games without having to download or make anything work on your machine.
Because that's always the hardest part. Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool to me. A lot of people were questioning the legality of it. Like, oh, well, they've got, Disney games up here. Like, how is that legal? And honestly, I think it has to do with they probably obviously went to the publishers or the rights holders and asked them about this. And since the games are so old, I imagine that they said something like, well, okay, it'll be good promotion for new stuff that we're doing. I'm actually surprised that these games don't start with an ad.
Yeah, I was going to say,
there you go.
Is there a bunch of advertising on there?
Yeah, I don't think at all because it's a nonprofit.
Wow.
That's crazy. I definitely need to jump on there because I want to check
it out.
Crazy.
It'd be cool
stuff.
if they add more stuff like this. Like, I mean, some of these games are the late 80s, early 90s. Maybe if they were to add some mid 90s, late 90s games in exchange for advertising. So, you add a Sony era or a PlayStation era Sony game on there. But before you play the game, there's a 30-second ad for a PS4 game or something, something to say like, this is our roots, but here's kind of what we're doing now. So
yeah, that's fun. I love that they did that.
That's great.
When I saw that story, I was like, I have to go do that.
Did you do it?
I didn't do it.
Me either.
But I thought I need to. So IGN had quite the shakeup this last week.
Yeah. I didn't know if we were going to talk about that, but we have so many listeners that also listen to Beyond.
Yeah.
Yes.
Greg, Colin, Nick, Tim, gone from IGN.
That's insane.
I knew it was a matter of time before Greg and Colin were gone. I mean, Router, you could probably agree with me on that.
Well, you know what though? Like I'm a little behind on listening to that. I usually listen to them when I work out, and I didn't do any of that over the
And
holidays.
it's been the holidays. Come on, now.
It was holidays, but you know, I kind of thought that they were actually going to stick around. They seem, you know, they've been there for a long time, and they are the, you know, quote #1 PlayStation podcast out there. So you'd think they just have some longevity, and IGN would continue to put money toward it. But unless they clearly had something up their sleeves and they've been working on it for a while, I'm sure they're going to be together. I'm sure Colin and Greg will certainly be together doing something because they're roommates anyway, as far as I know. And yeah, that's pretty interesting.
So oh, go ahead, Gabe.
Well, I was just gonna say the interesting thing to me is like watching. So they're starting. Well, they already started Kinda Funny on Patreon, patreon.com/Kinda Funny, and now they're doing Kinda Funny Games, which is them getting back to talking about gaming, which is, you know, what people know them for. And I just thought it was really interesting because in hearing them talk about why they were doing it and some of the reasons, it felt like a little bit of, it was weird. The first thing one of the people says like is, hey, we can cuss now. And so I thought it was really interesting. They talked about, you know, sex jokes and all this stuff. And I thought it was interesting that like, maybe not from just that standpoint, but maybe they felt a little shackled and a little boxed in, like, man, we want to do our own thing. I know, but they bleeped it. And so I guess they just felt like, you know, take the reins off me. Like, you know, and so. Did
they quit or did they get fired?
I mean, they said they quit. And then IGN, I think their website said they left. And so
I'm sure they quit because I listened to an episode probably 3 months ago when mowing the lawn. And the moment they had mentioned like, well, you know, we had about a million monthly listeners last month. I was like, yeah, these guys are totally going to go independent.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they have the potential to make more money that way.
In Patreon, I think they're bringing in they have 2 Patreon things. I think they're bringing in like $15,000 a month.
No, sir. They're bringing in like $30,000.
Wow.
Because I think Kinda Funny Games is bringing in 14 on its own. Mm-hmm. And then, let's see. Okay. So Kinda Funny's at 14.2. And then let me just check the other one real quick. And then Kinda Funny itself, which was the first one they did, I think that made them springboard is bringing in 15.2. So, $15,270. So that's a grip of money.
That's a lot more than like $10.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot more than $10. But you know what? You know, kudos to them. These guys are, you know, I really, you know, it's kind of funny. Have been out of the loop on this. Is Kind of Funny. So that's not focused on games, but Kind of Funny Games is.
You're right.
I'm really more focused on that because these guys play games. They love games. I think Colin's very, very knowledgeable about especially PlayStation games, and he plays them all. He platinums the heck out of a lot of these games. So these guys are, you know, these are people I want to continue to follow because they know their stuff. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're funny, and yes, they can be crude and that kind of stuff, but you know, they do know what they're talking about.
And I think too, maybe they didn't want to just talk about PlayStation anymore.
It's true. Maybe they want to do it. You know, they own Xbox. Yeah, they own an Xbox One, so you know they have those things, and yeah, it's interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
And
my prediction would be that IGN puts a bid on them in 1 year,
and gets them back over there.
No, just puts a bid on them, like says, you know, hey, we'll pay you X amount of money to just buy you.
Oh, wow.
Or it could turn into their own Giant Bomb thing. You never know.
And that's what happened to Giant Bomb.
Yeah.
So like, question, is Beyond going to continue?
That's what I don't know.
Because it said, this is what it said on IGN. It says, its first episode, Beyond in 2015. So we've got big news. Greg and Colin have left IGN to start their own new adventures, but don't worry, they're still here on Podcast Beyond, the #1 PlayStation podcast on the internet.
Yeah, they're still going to be freelancing.
There you have it.
All right, so they're going to get money from the people that just let them go, or they're going back to where they were, and they're still going to get paid for that on top of doing whatever they do.
Yeah, they got to keep the Beyond thing going. That's smart. How many. I mean, there's so many listeners.
And I'm sure IGN is paying them a good chunk of change to do that then.
Exactly.
So happy for those guys. Hall, you got anything else, bud?
The Assassin's Creed movie has been moved to December 2016.
Which was supposed to be
Sweet.
like October of this year, and it got moved to December 21st, 2016.
Yeah, and it's going to be like right before Christmas too. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't make much sense, but
And it'll be up against Hunger Games, I think, at the time next year. Or is that this year? That might be this year. Are they doing the every Christmas 3 in a row with the Hunger Games?
is Hunger Games having a part 3?
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
Oh my
the last
goodness.
one. Well, they
There
broke
is a
the
part
last
3.
book up into 2 like everybody's doing, you know.
Well, if they broke it up into 2, then the last one will be this year. I
Oh,
think.
okay. So it's this year.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, did they do like, Mockingjay part 1, 2, and 3?
No, they didn't do that.
Yeah,
That's gonna
no,
get a
Mark,
little excessive.
They split up Mockingjay. They'll probably. I would
think
assume
that's
they
this
split
Christmas.
up the. I think they split up the last one too, wouldn't they?
No, it's just this. They're on the last one.
The first time that anybody does like a part 3 of one of those things, I'm just going to be like,
I know, boycotting.
oh gosh.
Starring Michael Fassbender. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Fassbender?
Yes.
We talked about that back in the day, and then it got halted for a long time. Now it's back. Michael Fassbender is a young Magneto, for those that want to put a face with a name. I mean, I think like it can only be so good for some reason.
Yeah.
You're asking Ryder
Are
if
we
you guys
already
excited.
like expecting? Yeah,
Did
we're
these guys
already
not
expecting
see Prince of
failure.
Persia?
You know how people
somebody
are,
must
though.
have seen that and said, that's a great idea. Let's do that.
Well, whoever put out, I mean, when they were doing the script for Prince of Persia, they were like, listen, with Jake Gyllenhaal, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, he'll knock it out of the ballpark.
You're like,
Or-
geez.
The only reason why it's being pushed back to next year is for whatever Ubisoft has up their sleeves for the release during that time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who knows? Do you think this could be a cross promotional thing where the
No.
movie and a new video game?
I hope
'cause
not.
we-
Because they're already,
Yeah.
they already, leaked the one from that's coming this year. So
Yeah.
I want them to take a year off. And I was hoping 2016 was the year.
It would be nice.
It would be nice. Refocus a little bit. It'd be gravy.
For some reason, like when they do this game/movie stuff, like I don't feel like they do the synergy as good as they could.
That's
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Oh, they really should.
Well, like you would think that you would go see the movie and there would be, you know how when you go to the movie theater and the lights are all on, like they're playing like TV ads and just
Yeah, there's
random
trivia,
stuff.
Mhm.
all
Well-
that fun stuff.
Well, some of the theaters do the trivia stuff before they start the real like
Yep.
feature trailers. They show like a couple TV ads, like
Yeah.
little cheesy ones.
Right.
Why wouldn't they in this, like you go to see this movie, why wouldn't they have a 30-second ad for the game? Because like I've went and seen game movies and they have a game coming out at
And
the
then
same
no
time, but they
mention
don't
of the
advertise
game.
the game ever.
I think they
Because
feel like
clearly the game's not good.
yeah. I think they feel like the movie is the ad for the game.
Meh.
You know what I'm saying?
Really,
Like you're
it's
getting
not,
an hour
'cause
and
it doesn't-
45 minutes of terrible movie for hopefully a good game.
Oh yeah, and if they showed an ad for the game beforehand, people would be like, "Man, that looks really awesome." Then they get to the end of the movie and they're like,
It's like-
"Man, no,
it's like getting
That was
behind that
horrible.
game."
It's so true. Oh my gosh. Anything else, bud?
There's a few things like TV. So TV is kind of getting shaken up at CES.
Yeah, man,
Um,
and it happens every year though. See, they're always talking. last year was 4K and curved TVs.
I'm
This
so
year it's
mad
going to be
about that stuff.
8K and whatever you have it. It's like it's the same thing.
I don't know that I care so much about the 4K thing because it's like
Yeah, neither do
not a lot of content's going to be in 4K anyway.
Mm.
Yeah.
My thing was the streaming stuff because they keep trying to appease cord cutters with like, hey, we're going to have this new TV streaming thing and you're going to love it and you're going to pay $20 a month and you're never going to want cable again.
Right.
Yeah.
They always miss the mark on it. And the reason they always do is because the content providers hold back somewhere. They're like, whether it's, okay, it's not going to be live TV, or, oh, you're not going to get access to all of our shows, just half of them, or, they always do something to kind of pigeonhole people.
Well, they pitch the overall concept, but once you actually are sold on it, you'll find that everything gets filtered out, and there's some things you can do and some things you can't.
Yeah, the execution is always poor. So I guess they're trying to change that this year. This is Dish's Sling service, which is coming to Xbox One. It's coming to Xbox One and a few other devices, Fire TV, LG Smart TVs, Roku, a couple of the different popular devices. No Apple TV on here. Basically what it is it's $20 for access to, I think it was about the 20 channels. Something like that. TNT, TBS, CNN, Food Network, HGTV, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, which Cartoon Network and Adult Swim are now 2 different channels. I don't know about that.
They are?
That's what it says on here, but I don't think that's true. I think they just put that in there to add another channel.
Yeah.
Disney Channel, ESPN, and ESPN2. The big announcement is that you can get ESPN streaming, through this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot cheaper, I think, than doing like the football access stuff and all that. So
yeah, I mean, it's going to be. I'm a little interested in how it's going to be this year, because obviously the trend is to focus on a subscription-based service for specific content that you want versus paying monthly for cable or dish and having access to everything. Clearly, there's way too many channels, and not everybody watches every channel. Right. So this is a way for you to kind of pinpoint. Like, I still think the HBO Go thing is fantastic. If you don't have, HBO with your cable company, this subscription service it's out now, right? Isn't it?
I think
HBO
it is. Yeah.
Go. I think it's out now.
I think it's a lot more beneficial if you don't have your cable provider, because.
Yes.
Comcast all the time is trying to give me free HBO, and I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. Nice.
Yes.
So
it'll be interesting.
Well, and people have always been asking for an a la carte thing, and Dish was like, a la carte is just not going to happen. So I don't know if the content providers just don't want to be on board with it. I don't understand why networks like AMC don't have their own thing by now.
Why don't they have their own thing by now?
Wait for it. I'm sure they will. There's no way.
Because like AMC is like one of the only channels I watch.
Right.
Yeah,
like AMC,
there's no way that Breaking Bad and Walking Dead and all that stuff. Yeah, there's no way that they're not going to feature that somewhere. Mm-hmm. And it might be bundled into something, but what have you.
Well,
I don't know.
Another thing that's been announced is Sony's PlayStation Vue, which is, they haven't released like a channel list or anything like that, but they said when they launch it, it should have around 75 channels per market, which is a standard cable package.
Mm-hmm.
And really, when you get one of those big cable packages, they'll say like, oh, you get 250 channels, but really all it is 125, and then the other half are HD. They'll pull something like that on you.
Exactly.
So 75 channels sounds like it could be pretty interesting, but the price point is what I'm more interested in for PlayStation Vue. If Dish's thing is, what have you, maybe 15 to 20 channels, and it's $20 a month, how much is PlayStation Vue going to be if it's 75?
Right.
You're getting into cable cost territory, and the whole reason that people want a streaming thing is so they don't pay the cable price.
Right.
I mean, I say this like every time, like, I would not have cable if it wasn't like $10 a month for me.
Well, and the other thing is like cable. I mean, gosh, I don't even watch a third of the channels, a fourth of the channels. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
I've got like my solid 4 channels or 5 channels I watch. We have Disney, ESPN, NBC, CBS, ABC, and, HGTV every now and then. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And AMC, but I watch all my Walking Deads late because Jenny don't watch them. But that's it.
Speaking of ESPN, we do need to give a big shout out and RIP to Stuart Scott.
Oh man, we lost Stuart Scott.
Man, he is.
Golly.
I went back and watched his speech at the ESPY Awards and almost broke out.
I can't watch any of that stuff.
That man was incredible. He was loved his two daughters, and he was a great sportscaster too. He was awesome. I thought he was always so animated and vibrant. And man, he died young at 49.
49, freaking
Holy
cancer,
cow.
man. God, I can't stand cancer.
I know,
that
man.
sucks.
So rest in peace, Stuart Scott.
Yeah, brother.
And I hope the whole family's doing
Hope
well.
he's sleeping on the cool side of the pillow.
That's
That
right.
was a Stuart Scott saying.
Booyah.
Booyah. Oh, man. Well, way to end us on a low note, Router.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I'm glad you shouted him out. That's great.
Yeah, I had to, man.
Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked what your New Year's resolutions were. And starting over at the forums, like we gonna do, we got our girl Haley Miller.
I'm on the forum too. I see you're logged in.
That's right.
Funny.
Haley Miller, she said to play more games, specifically ones that are out of my comfort zone. I thought that was
Ooh.
good. I was like, go ahead.
Very good.
Yeah, that sounds grown.
Yeah, XCOM.
Yeah. Hearthstone.
Golly.
I'm going to do everything I can to promote that game.
Yes, you will.
You're going to work there. They'll be like, hey, Timothy Hall is no longer with us. He's over working with the guys at XCOM. X Ben Blaster X said, first and foremost, I'd like to become a more active member of this fantastic community. Thank you. Thank
Awesome.
you. But my gaming related New Year's resolution is to try and complete a new video game in each month throughout 2015.
Nice.
You go get it.
Yep.
And then Psycho Cross, CYCO Cross on the forum said, well, considering my fiance and I just bought a house, my only resolution right now is not to become house poor.
Yeah.
But I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah. Good luck.
I know that's right. And then heading over to Twitter, we got Chowfie. This was awesome. My resolution is to eat more ribs and meet up with Gabe. I say we do that in opposite order. Let's meet up with Gabe, then eat more ribs. That sounds.
That's right.
I say you do it
Incredible.
at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. We'll meet up and then eat ribs together.
There you go.
That sounds awesome.
Oh,
And D-Spin said yes. He replied to Chowfies and said yes, do that.
Nice.
The Zomboy at Shikabane _Matt to play more games than last year, of course. And then no nostalgia. Let's see. Nostalginator. He said, I'm going to play all the games and not just the new ones, every single one ever. He said, it might take a little bit more than a year.
all right. You got about 2,400 of them on that website.
Exactly.
Yeah, go.
Start it up. Thank you guys so much for answering our question. We have so much fun tweeting back and forth with you guys. And you guys know where to find us. MarriedToTheGames.com. Come check out the forums, Married to the Game. Let's see, YouTube.com/MarriedToTheGames, Twitter.com/MTTGcast, Instagram.com/MTTGcast, Facebook.com/MarriedToTheGames, and Hall.
Rate us on iTunes because we have an a la carte subscription coming up with all your favorite channels. Gabe's Grilling channel.
Yep, that's right.
Routers, How to Deal with Your Allergies.
That's right.
And Hall's, How to Get as much stuff done as humanly possible at the same time.
There you go.
Yes.
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
Getting things done.
Disclaimer, no subscriptions will be coming out.
That's awesome. Well, let's get into some questions.
All right, let's do this. We're starting with email our boy Jeff Swan. Hey guys, before I get to the question, Gabe, play Child of Light. You will love it.
Oh, yeah. I started it on the Vita.
Oh, good.
That
I'm
seems
moving
like
into
a
my-
good place to play that game.
It does seem like
Yeah.
that.
Just having played the demo. So
I'm moving into my new house that my wife secured the day of the 100th episode.
Oh, that's right.
Next month.
Yeah, buddy.
I forgot about that. And want a great sounding game to play with my new surround sound rig I'm having built. Especially with you guys all either having extensive audio background and or doing much of your gaming with surround sound headphones, which game do you think has the best sound design or made you feel the most immersed? Oh, and you can't say The Last of Us. For me, I loved playing Persona 4 on Vita for the music, and I thought Second Son sounded incredible on the Pulse Elites. Thanks for wrapping up another great year of the show. Thinking of how long I've been listening to you guys is starting to make me feel as old as thinking of how long I've been a dad.
Oh, wow.
Both of which just happened to be a little under 2 years.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Awesome,
That's
Jeff.
incredible.
Thank you for that.
That's awesome.
I'm going to say, I really do sound like a broken record. Far Cry 4 has some great sound in it because it's very directional. I've noticed as you're walking through, you'll hear a honey badger over to your right, and it helps you gauge where everything is. There is a lot of sound to that. There's a lot of background noise. It's really good. I would try Far Cry 4 and see how that sounds.
Mm-hmm. Anytime, like when I hooked up my surround sound for the first time, and this is, you guys are going to laugh because it's definitely mainstream, but anytime I love testing out a surround sound system, I throw on that doggone Call of Duty and just crank it and just have the shells flying and the grenade going off and the footsteps and all that stuff. So I love that. And it's a little bit less, you might not feel like immersed in it like you do when you have your headphones on and you're playing something like The Last of Us. But I think Call of Duty, I mean, they're Call of Duty for a reason. You know, they put their money where their mouths are on those games, and the sound, just the firing of the weapons, and you can just tell how much love they've put into all that stuff. So I'm going to go Call of Duty on surround sound.
The Call of Duty games are funny too, because like every year they'll add more mics to their setup. So like
exactly
every year they're doing a new game. I'm like, you guys have already recorded these guns, but obviously they have like 2 to 4 more microphones, so they're getting more of that experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really don't know where it ends with with like, how many mics can you put on a gun? Because like after you've got that library, it's like, well, it's not really going to change. You recorded it in HD,
right? They're like, well, let's get it again. Let's get it again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
And cars and everything. I mean, they mic up everything, and so
wow. Yeah, and like I said, they just redo it every year. Like, what do they do with the old assets?
They probably reuse them.
No, they re-record them.
They don't.
It's
That's
crazy.
The weird part.
That's so weird.
Unless they're just telling us they're re-recording them, but they're not.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're like re-recording them because they're like, well, we don't want our budget to go down every year.
Well, and in advanced,
so we got to do something.
In Advanced Warfare, some of those guns are made up. So, they,
that's
combine some and things like that. So,
which is cool.
That's a different story. The guns did not change between Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, and etc.
It's good stuff.
It's funny.
That's
what do you
great.
say, Hall?
Honestly,
Ico?
like, I would throw on something with good music, like Pac-Man CE.
Oh yeah,
that has great
music.
There you go. The only reason, and I know he said don't say Last of Us, but I have to give it an honorable mention just because after the interview I did with Phil Kovacs, the lead audio guy on that game, him and I geeked out for like a half hour after the interview. Like, and the reason I did not record that stuff is because I was like, nobody is going to care about this stuff except me. So we geeked out for about a half hour because we were talking about the dynamic range of the game. They used silence really effectively.
Yeah, they did.
And it's almost as if you're playing the game and you're like, is my system even on? But the moments of silence are so effective because once you reach, an action moment or you're, I don't know, spotted by a clicker or something, all of a sudden it's like chaos.
Yeah, it ramps up.
Yeah,
I loved hearing that backpack.
Really well.
That backpack sound was so great.
Yeah, I mean, they paid a lot of attention to the proper details. And I mean, it is, I mean, I've spoken to other audio aficionados in this industry. I'm connected to a lot of them. And like I said, the attention to detail is just really there with Naughty Dog games. So I don't think you'll ever be disappointed with the sound design in those games.
Yeah. Man, I will never forget. I was playing Borderlands, and that's when I got my Pulse Elites for the first time. Popping those things in. Gabe, I think I even texted you, and I was like, why haven't I had these
where
earlier?
have you been my whole life?
I was like, where have I been? It was the most amazing. I think I just had a smile on my face the whole day.
Yeah.
I was like, this is incredible.
I think Far Cry 3 is what I was playing when I first got them. And yes, Lord.
Oh, yeah. It was good. Great question, Jeff. Congratulations on the house, and good luck to you, sir.
Yeah.
Moving on to Facebook, Mark Boucher. Do you have any guilty pleasures? For me, I still keep up with Power Rangers, even though I'm well beyond the target demographic.
Right.
Also, have Gabe and Router made Xbox One gamer tags yet?
Oh, yeah.
I will, and it will probably be T Router, like it is on my
you better hurry
PlayStation.
up and do that now.
Yeah.
So I was going to
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm on there. My name's Video Gabes. VIDEOGABES. Video Gabes.
And T Router will be TRAUTER.
I'm
What was the question?
Tickaroo, but I don't have a 360 anymore, so I won't log in.
There you go.
Hold your breath on
guilty
that one.
pleasures.
I felt like Justin Timberlake was a guilty pleasure there for me for a long time because it was, like I was kind of a fan from the first album, and I don't know if like men were listening to Justin Timberlake yet.
Right. No, me too. I'm with you, man. I'm totally with you on that. That's actually really good. I'm stealing that too.
But I am too, like I was just saying, I'm a let's see, guilty pleasure though. I mean, JT, I would have to say from early on was I have to stick with JT.
Yes. Stick with that. I
don't know if he's such a guilty pleasure anymore, but he definitely was.
Man, he's talented. That's for sure.
A talented Joker.
What about you, Hall?
Probably Taylor Swift. She has good writers.
Nice.
Shoot, and she's a good writer.
Yeah, she's a good writer. And
she'd like to have you think so. I've met a couple of her ghostwriters.
Well, of course she's gonna have ghostwriters, but at the same time, she still is a good. I mean, she didn't always have ghostwriters when she came out.
I'm just being silly.
Yeah,
she does write pretty good songs. So
yeah, I definitely will rock a Taylor Swift song if I'm not at a stoplight.
Right. On the highway going 65.
Exactly. As long as I can be passing people, I'm like, haters gonna hate.
All right, moving on. James Hartwick, Ant-Man trailer. Thoughts? I didn't get a chance to see it. It's like a little.
I know it came out yesterday. I think
teaser trailer.
Yeah,
I didn't see it yet either. Sorry,
I didn't get to see it. Sorry, James.
I like Paul Rudd though, so I'm sure it's good.
Oh yeah, I love me some Paul Rudd. Moving
Paul
on.
Rudd was in a little tidbit. He was in a Super Nintendo commercial when he was a kid.
He was?
Yeah.
He was?
Look him up.
Wow. That's cool. Nice. He was cool then too. Twitter, Brian Armstrong at Silent Fury 007. Gabe, do your best Router impression. Router, do your best Hall impression. Hall, do your best Gabe impression.
Nice. Are we doing it in that order?
Go for it.
That's awesome.
All right. My turn. Hall, how was your week? And then XCOM is so good.
I like when he goes, I like when Hall goes, like when we ask him about his week, he goes, pretty good.
Yeah.
You're like, well, what are you groaning about if it was pretty good?
Well, see, you asked me about my week, and then I just kind of release all the stress from the week.
The
right
tension and the stress from the week. That's awesome.
I love
That's
it.
better.
Hall, you're up.
You know where to find us. Twitter.com/MTGGcast. Facebook.com/Married
That's the best you can do.
MarriedToTheGames.com/forum.
I wouldn't.
And then
yes,
he does
yes, y'all.
yes, y'all. And then I'll do Gabe from episode 1. Oh, yes, y'all.
Oh, yes, y'all. That's right. We didn't have it dialed in yet.
Yeah. I want to go back and listen to that pilot episode again.
Oh, hang on. More Gabe impressions. Man, I tell you what, my pants would be wet after that one. Every time we talk about scary games, Gabe has to talk about himself.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
A shame. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good.
Funny.
That's fun. Thanks, Brian, for that. That was good.
Another Gabe impression. Time.
It's all my son. Oh yeah, sorry.
No,
yeah,
I can't remember the words.
Darius
of the
Rucker.
song.
Oh, this is so great.
Why do you fight me?
Yeah. Tell me about tomorrow with all pain and sorrow. Gabe Patillo.
Yeah, go get my Christmas album.
That's right. It's out.
Right.
Out now.
You know what is funny though, because of like just what we do. I always laugh when people, because a lot of people posted the Darius Rucker Christmas album, and then the Lighties. I don't know if they tweeted me or texted me, but they were like, "Hey, is this you on Toby's?" Because Toby had a Christmas album come out where he did like 5 songs, and then he let each person from the band do a song on it. And they were like, "Is this you singing on here?" And I was like, "Hey, finally!" Because I actually did do a Christmas song.
That's awesome.
On Toby's Christmas album.
Oh, good stuff. Arctic Warlocks at Arctic Warlocks. I'm heading down to Texas for work and going to be by the national championship game. Break it down and tell us who you're rooting for. Man, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one. I watched the bowl games this year on New Year's Day were really good.
They were good.
I'm just glad Florida State lost. I can't stand them. That
might be your quarterback.
Yeah, I don't want it to be my quarterback.
I know. I want Mariotti to, or Mariota.
Mariota. Yep.
You know, they're calling him Super Mariota.
Of course they are.
Like from Mario Brothers.
Why wouldn't they be? So here's the thing. Ohio State in the first half of that Ohio State-Alabama game, if they play like that, the Ducks are going to crush them. If they play like they did in the second half, it's going to be a lot closer. I think I'm still, and forgive me, Hall, I think I'm still going with the Ducks because they have been plowing through everybody. Even in the Pac-12 championship, they crushed Arizona. At the Rose Bowl, they annihilated Florida State, who everybody was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
it wasn't even close.
It was no contest. After this, by the second quarter, I think it got to no contest. So, I think Oregon's going to take it.
Jeez Louise, man. It's so hard because you really never know.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Oregon looked really good against Florida.
Yes, they did.
And then I did watch the Ohio game too. Man, I don't know. It's a coin toss for me. It's whoever shows up that day.
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a really good game. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Paul?
I mean, do you have to ask?
I know that's right.
Not at all. But for some reason, I always forget you, so I had to say Hall.
Nice.
Scotty Lindsay, our boy Scott Clark, Friends is officially available on Netflix, all 10 seasons. How many seasons are you guys in already? 2 for me.
3
I gotta
and a
jump on
half,
that.
I think.
3 and a half.
No way.
Or yeah, we're on season
Those
3,
shows are
episode
so good.
8. Krista and I have watched Friends every day for the past 6 years. So
Awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We haven't watched any of them.
Yeah.
Even though my wife is a huge Friends fan, but Friends fan.
That's right. Good question. At links.
Yeah, get it.
Here it is. Well, no, it's just thrown together, so it looks weird. It's Links a Lefty. Philip W. Will any of you be subscribing to PS Now? We just talked about this. I'm curious about how it's going to work, the functionality of it, before I put any money into it. Probably not for me. I'm more of a moving forward kind of a guy. So I always want the latest and greatest stuff, and going back on some games, maybe for 1 or 2 games if I'm really into it, but probably not.
Yeah, if it goes on sale, like I said, I'll try it out.
In its current offering, no.
You have it.
There it is.
And honestly, I was thinking about it. I was like, why don't they just put like games that are like a couple, like 1.5 to 2 years old on there? But that's why they have their greatest hits thing.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to
true.
cannibalize that. So I don't know what they're going to do with this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. At Jamin Bissett, how long do you keep a game in your backlog on your hard drive before giving up and deleting it? Well, if it was on the PS3, it's when we needed space.
Exactly.
I know that's right.
On the PS4, it's not even happened yet.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at it, touched it, and I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah, same thing for me. I keep it on there until I have to take it off for something new.
Until I get a notification, I'll just keep everything on there.
Like, I think I still have, what do you call it? That first game that came out, the little ship game that was free when you first got the PS4. Resogun. That's still on my PS4. Yeah.
Yep. Me too.
It's weird though. I feel like the Xbox One, and I could be wrong, but I feel like I only have like 2 games on there, and it's already like 25% full. But I don't know if it's because I have like
that also could be operating system.
And I think it's because I think it's I got Halo installed on there, and then Sunset Overdrive, which was huge. That download was like, I want to say 22 gigs or something like that.
Ooh, wow.
So
that's hefty.
Yeah. Halsifer?
Oh, I'd mentioned, until I have to. And PS4 is, like I said, I haven't even reached the limit.
Yeah.
I buy most of my games on disc. I may never reach the limit. So.
Yep, me too. Justin Pickard. I almost wanted to say Picard. I don't know why. At JPicky86. What is more delicious, Chicago style deep dish or New York style thin pizza?
Ooh,
baby, I grew up in the Northeast. I'm New York style thin pizza all the way.
I'm New York as well.
Oh, Chubby Ninja deep dish, baby. Give me as much pieces as I can handle on each piece of pizza. Yeah, the chubby dish.
That's awesome.
I love deep dish pizza. Oh my gosh. It's got to be cooked right though. I want it all floppy. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like if there's too much stuff that it can't even hold itself up, I don't want that.
Yeah, it just starts melting in your hand.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I'm hungry and tired. Oh, here we go. Aaron Bonner at Takano Rosen. With more possible expansions coming soon to give us way more to do you see yourself going back to Destiny?
Oh,
for me, no, not for a while. Unless Destiny 2 comes out, then maybe. But I'm not interested in any of the expansion packs. I'm pretty much done with it.
I'm going to say no, but Gabe was into it more than Router and I, so he would be the only one I would expect to hear say yes.
Man, I think I'm done with Destiny. I have to move on. Like I can't. But
Gabe, you put way more hours in than all of us did because you were the night owl anyway, and that's when the community was up and about. I mean, I played
playing with those guys. Like I will not.
And when I did too, it was fantastic. Yeah. I loved it too. But I never gamed at night.
I can't say a bad thing about playing with the community. Like I had so much fun, like connecting with those guys, and like Hyper Healer and some of these guys that I feel like I hadn't like really talked to before. Like for some reason, like Raven Fed, I feel like, and Chris, Bread Fan, and Mighty Paolo, I felt like I kind of knew earlier. But like Mr. Lux and some of these other guys like that I hadn't really played with before, it made it so awesome playing with those guys. So. But I think I'm ready for the next thing that brings us together. I know Destiny might still be the one that we would all get on and play, and I think those guys are still playing a lot. But I just can't hop games like that. I'm not good at it. I'm too old.
Yeah, I'm with you. Paul, you're done, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going back to that.
Yep, he's done.
I'm okay.
That's it for Hall. All right, we got just a few more. At Ed Placencia, I was gone over the holidays, so I didn't get to ask if you watched Peter Pan live on TV. My question is, this is the best. My question is, what the heck? Ed, I love you, boy. It's so awesome. What's funny is I had to record that for my wife.
No way.
On our DVR, and we never watched it.
Why? Why'd you have to record it?
Because she wanted to watch it.
She likes that.
Well, of course she loved The Sound of Music last year. Peter Pan, this one I was like, ugh. I mean, I'll sit through it, but I'm not too excited about it. And that's when I would probably grab my Wii U and start playing Mario Kart.
That's right.
So, but yeah, exactly, Ed. What the heck? I mean, it's cool that they're kind of doing these throwback to back in the day TV when everything was live, and I appreciate it, and I think it's great. But I didn't need to watch it.
No, I didn't watch that crap.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I guess I kind of wanted to, but like Christopher Walken made the commercial look so bad that I was like, I can't watch this man do this to himself. Like, I love Chris Walken.
Come on.
And like, he just looked like, and I know that maybe when the time came, he put a little pep in his step, but in the commercial looked like he was like, yeah, man, I'm here, and I'm singing a song. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not watching you do that to yourself.
No. Embarrass yourself like that?
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah, I'm so sad.
Yeah, I know you don't watch it all from a mile away.
Yeah, and you're like, and you're not touching that thing from a mile away either.
No, I'm okay.
That's funny, Ed.
Good. Thanks, Ed. Nathan at Sith Nightmare. You get a phone call from Liam Neeson in the middle of the night. He tells you you're about to be taken. What do you do?
Oh, shoot. Get as far away from my house as possible so my kids and wife don't have to be involved.
Yep.
Why is Liam Neeson calling me? I mean, I know the movie and stuff, but
you know what?
That's the point. His thing is always
Liam
about a phone.
Neeson is going to rescue me, and if he's the one that's going to rescue me, then I would be Taken, because Liam Neeson is awesome in Taken. But if he's coming for me, I'm just going to go hide in a corner somewhere.
That's funny.
Or I like your idea. Just run away from my house, my family, everything. I'll go overseas or something, and he can try and find me there.
Yeah, I guess that is the question. Is he calling to say, hey, you're going to be taken and I'm going to help you, or hey, I'm going to come take you from your house in a minute?
Yeah, man, I don't know. Because I'm trying to remember I think he wasn't in Taken. He was on the phone with his daughter when she was taken.
She calls him.
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what it was. One. So that's right. So we're good.
That's the only one worth seeing is the first one.
Is there a third one coming out, or did it already come out?
There's a third one coming out.
Third one's coming. Yeah, so that's what happened. He kind of goes play by play. This is what you're going to do. You're going to be taken. Let them, or something like that.
Right.
So if he calls me, then I'm going to let them take me, because I know he's coming for me then.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
So there you have it. All right, last one. At that Chowfie. Who scrubs the toilet in your house? It's a job nobody wants to do.
Ooh.
Depends on who's cleaning the bathroom at the time.
I got somebody to do that for me.
And he doesn't mean Lauren.
No, and it's not Lauren. But I am not ashamed to scrub a toilet. I have done it many a times. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy to do it.
Jenny does it most of the time, but I definitely try to get in there and help. I tried to come up with this thing called Toilet Tuesdays.
All of a sudden, like, I'm imagining that cleaning a toilet is a 2-person job.
It's not. It's just that, like, man, I'm telling you, like, and people, and there's definitely people that are more organized than me and Jenny. But man, when you throw a kid in the mix, you're like doing good to keep the kitchen cleaned up after trying to make meals. And so.
Holly, I have this visual. You said 2-man job of the toilet. All I can think about is the sport curling in the Winter Olympics when you're scrubbing the side of the toilet. and you just hear somebody going, hop, 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 hop.
Left.
That's so funny. Awesome.
That's funny.
I can just see you and Jenny just at it, and Jenny's going, left.
You missed the spot.
That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for the questions.
That's great.
We love getting all this stuff. It's so much fun. Always keeps us on our toes.
It really does. It's nice like that. Well, every week we ask you guys a question. This week is no different. You know, we kind of run into, at the end of the year and the beginning of the next year, we always kind of run into the same questions. But I think it's good to do, and it's something to go back and listen to. Most anticipated game of 2015. We Router kind of laid it out last week with all the games that are coming out first quarter, and then some that didn't have dates. And we want to know what your most anticipated game of 2015 is. As a refresher, Router, do you remember what yours was, or if it's changed?
Well, I kind of have 3. I have The Order,
Mm-hmm.
The Witcher 3, and Uncharted 4.
There you go. Halsifer.
Did I mention mine last week?
I don't remember.
Or
I just think
2
we
weeks
talked
ago?
about it, and Router kind of asked
I mean, I'm
us.
definitely looking forward to the Order,
Yeah.
Tomb Raider, and probably Uncharted 4. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff coming out this year.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I gotta go. Uncharted 4, Evolve, and I know I'm forgetting one. And The Order. If I had
There you
to
go.
pick,
Yeah.
be The Order 1886. So those are my three. You don't have to name three. You can just name one. Use hashtag AnswerMTTG for Twitter. And of course, you can go over to the forum and answer us over there. We appreciate it in advance. First one of 2015, y'all. Episode
There it is.
121. Yeah.
And everyone's left.
I'm about to turn around and do I was talking about doing more video, and I'm about to turn around and do my first video of 2015.
Around.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely.
Yes.
So I'm going to so I always did this thing for jamthehype.com. You can come hear us over at jamthehype.com, where I do it's kind of a summary of our podcast, like in 2 minutes of I just kind of hit a couple things that we talk about as well as a couple new releases. And I'm going to turn that into a semi preview. So I'm going to do a preview of episode 121. So this is going to be the first time I'm ever doing it. So it might be really crappy.
Awesome.
So, but you'll be able to get it the day we record the podcast, which is a day before the podcast comes out. So just trying to give a little bit more content. Might not be the best idea, but hey, it's something we can do. And I'm about to do it, and I'm really nervous about it. So if it doesn't come out, you know what happened.
If Gabe's t-shirt is drenched in sweat,
That's right.
Exactly.
he's
I'm nervous.
really excited.
Exactly. So thank you guys, man. We'll see you guys next week. I'm your boy Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Timothy Hall. And we are married to the games, and we are up out this thing. Peace!